Hi everyone, my name is Nisha and I created this video because I want to help those out there with mental health issues, and I would like to clarify, when I say mental health, that doesn't necessarily mean like bipolar disorder or PTSD. That could mean temporary depression or long-term depression or severe depression or just feeling down, because we're all human and we all struggle with having to navigate things in our mind. So first, let me start off by saying, since I was young, I would suffer from depression, and in 2018 I had my breakthrough, and I started my process of journeying to getting to know who I am and what it means to love myself, and understanding it and understanding who I was. Now, I'm going to make this video in multiple steps because 2018 been quite a journey, and I will walk you through what I did. Now, I'll also like to clarify and note that I am no means a therapist. I am not a psychiatrist. I'm just going to explain the things I did, and along the way what God has told me and the research that I have found. I would also note the things that I have researched and did not do during my journey, in hopes that it will help you. Okay, so that was my introduction, and to give a little bit about myself, I didn't really know why I would always fall into depression. I didn't know then why. And in 2018, the reason why I fell into depression then again was because I pretty much lost everything. I lost my home. I had to relinquish my dog, aka my kid, who I had for 9 years and I was extremely attached to. I had went through a breakup, and I didn't have anyone around. I didn't have any friends. So it got really bad for me. I didn't have energy for anything. Like, I didn't want to eat. I wasn't even hungry at most of the time. So at that time, I was like 126 weight wise, and then I went down to like 102, and so you can imagine I was really small, and the only thing I did right was shower. I always kept real clean. And I had no motivation for anything, and I would cry most of the nights, to be honest. To be real honest, I would cry myself to sleep, and that was during the day and night, because that's what I mostly did, was sleep. And there was moments that it got really bad for me. Like I would speak bad to myself. I would wash my hands, and I remember washing my hands one day and looking up at the mirror while I was washing my hands, and I banged on the mirror. Luckily, right before I didn't break it, because I thought at that moment, like, wait, let me relax. It's not my home. And I said, I hate you. Like, you're a terrible person. You're nothing. You're a loser. And then I went on to think of the person who hurt me, and I imagined that that person was there. So first I imagined that I was looking at myself as if I was another person and telling her I hated her, because I really felt like I did. At those moments, it felt like I was outside of myself. Like, you know, when you meet someone and you look at them and you're like, who are they? What do they like? What are they thinking right now? You don't know none of that because you're not inside them. That's how it felt. Like my soul wasn't connected. So I would, like, I'm like, am I doing this right? What's my next, like, do I go to the beach now? Do I, like, okay, I finished praying. Where do I go now? What do I say? Like, it was like, what do you like? Who are you? Just as you would think about another person, that's what I would think. I would say that, like, okay, well, who are you? To myself, because it was almost like my soul was not connected there with my body. If that even makes sense. I hope that makes sense to you guys, but that's what it felt like. I had no motives. I didn't know where I was going in life or what I was doing or even who I was. And so I spent the rest of that year crying and in depression. The only thing that I did was there was moments that I would try to lift myself up. Like I would go and sit in my car. For some reason, I felt like my car was like my safe zone. And I would cry there. I would yell. I would talk to God, and I would drive to parks or like the parking lot of a church, and I would just sit in my car. Or I would also drive to the beach and just sit there. And I would try to accept the things that were then normal, current in that time. As my moments, that was my way of shifting. I still had yet to know what I was doing or what was right, like what was the proper steps to take. I didn't know. And there was times I would also write. I would write to myself or write to God. And those are the things I did at first. What are the things you do now or did?